Run back the tunes, softest tunes in the land. Crypto bro on the beat. Puffco pivot and rotation. Monday facilitation. Dudes, what's up, y'all? What's up, Frosty and Zen? Thanks for digging the track. I'm whistling. Breathing exercises. What up, T-Law Fitness? Holding it down. P.o.P. holding it down. What up, Lita? Illuminated. Rolando with the let's fucking go puff puff pass full. Hey man, 420 around the corner. 420 around the corner. Let's get into it, man. What's up, y'all? I have so much shit on my chair. I forgot to hang my coats. You caught me slipping, internet, because I was like, I'm not gonna stream today. I'm gonna keep my head in this computer here. But I seen some shit and I wanna stream real quick. I wanna say what's up to the world. So this is your boy Crypto Bruh, aka More World Peace, the DJ / producer, coming back again with another one of these live streams. I swear I want to be a YouTuber. I feel like I want to be. There's so much work that goes into being a YouTuber. Like the people that do it, it makes sense why like they can't like get all the way into the data. Cause you hit a wall, man. You can't be spending like mad time focused on this shit. Like we building worlds, we building economies, industries, and all that other good jazz. What up, Savon? 420 launch X1 prediction. Yeah, we getting closer to my window. Someone will even have 10 codes in. E&J Dub says. We'll see about that, man. A lot of shit going on in the sub-chain world. So hopefully, what up, Bud Green? You're already doing it, bro. You know what's funny? I know it's mad funny though, cause like I'd be like, yo, I need to go harder in this streaming shit. And then I start trying to go like, I'm gonna make a clip, and I'm like, fuck that shit. I ain't clipping shit. Like I just like the stream of consciousness. It's like a freestyle, you know, and that's kind of like cool because everything's so planned out in today's world. So there's a little bit of chaos. You don't know what's gonna happen next. You don't know if it's gonna happen again. I like that style. I think like that's where like the most scarce stuff is in reality, where it's just living on that chaos level of like, you don't know, it's so unexpected. That's like this current market. So today is April 14th, Monday, and we're basically in the middle of the month, and pretty much my prediction is coming true, I think. So I'm feeling really good. Now, right now we're looking at Zen crypto because the regular markets are marketing. The markets are being markets, right? Bitcoin is surging yesterday after talks happened again of lessening tariffs. So every time there's like a little bit of, you know, tariff information that's positive, Bitcoin is responding, the market's responding. So, you know, we're seeing $1,600 Ethereum after it dropped down to 1,400. So, you know, again, it's really a belief game in crypto right now. No one's really here for what they're saying they're here for. Because the tech is Solana. So niggas will say, I'm sorry, I gotta say it. You get the monologue. But yeah, niggas will say that Ethereum is, I'm here for the tech. But to be here for the tech and ETH, you have to be so fragmented and involved in so many pieces of the Ethereum that truthfully, like, being in it for the tech is like you're gonna dedicate your life to Vitalik and the journey of Ethereum, and maybe you'll make $1 million company out of some ETH, maybe. Right. So I like the whole, like, it's a lie, I'm here for tech motherfuckers, like the XRP people, the BNB people. They are legitly lying and trolling when they say I'm here for the tech. That's actually role play for them. Oh, you want me to be here for the tech? Oh, yes, I'm here for the tech, and XRP to $5. You know, BNB to $1,000. Technology and crypto go hand in hand. So being in it for the tech in 2025 is pretty funny, because, like, you know, you're not in it for the tech, because the in it for the tech is I want the most, or, you know, I need the best, newest product. Right? This is consumerism at its finest. Instant consumerism. Gotta love it if you're a capitalist, right? Because the crazy thing again about this Bitcoin thing, they said a little bit of stuff about tariffs. Shit boomeranged from 82 back to 85, and I've been watching it on the 5 hour, because this is indication for me that there's people that are making so much money trading this thing by the hour. Right, the volatility is accepted. The FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt is all accepted. So theoretically, joining the market right now is playing hokey pokey with everybody else, and not joining the market because you're in it for the tech. Like, I totally understand it now. I used to really be into this shit for the tech. Like, now being in it for the tech is like, I'm gonna program it, right? And that's why Zen is becoming more and more real to me every day, because every time I achieve a new programmable moment, I'm like, okay, cool, yeah. Now I've actually read the Zen contract multiple times. It doesn't take that long. It's just only 426 lines or some shit. Let me see if I remember the line count on deck. On fucking command. All right, let's see, 426. Oh, it is right on head. Yep. 426. So it was 420, but it got higher by 6 more levels. Actually, I think the last lines. Yeah, this is all about the burn and stuff. So I've been reading the contract more because I'm trying to. Some things just don't add up for me. I've seen it add up for other people, but for me, why? You know, what am I doing incorrect? So I've been reading the contract over and over again, trying to see the logic. And I'm like, man, this shit is so simple. Like, cause now we have GPT, so GPT will make you a contract in 30 seconds. Like, the amount of time in 2022 it took a person to take their hands and then go tick 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 tick, you know, and we don't know, like, this is like, AI has been a thing since 2017, but I say it became commercial in like 2020, 2021, and extremely accessible to geeks by 22. Like, if you were a nerd on the internet, like, you knew about ChatGPT, you knew about Llama. And again, like, Jack Levin put us into this fucking world because we joined his coin, right? Once you got into Zen, you literally get into Zen world because it's a free roaming metaverse, right? It's free roaming metaverse. Let's get a little Scientologist with it. You want a cult fucking term for Zen? Free metaverse, bitch. Go get some coins. Soon there will be stores. Soon there will be activity. People are slowly catching on that they can just easily program this contract, and that is, the contract does represent first principles, because even the structure of the contract doesn't, like, you know, or how do you say this? Like, a lot of other tokens, they have shit on top of just basic public constants, right? Like, Zen is designed to, like, last. And the structure of the contract is pretty dope because it has no extra shit. It just has either ending parameters or forever constants. Ending parameters is like in these private methods and stuff. Things like when you claim your XEN, why your like shit disappears and things like that. So I mean, it's very simple. It's a very simple thing. That's all I'm trying to say. And I think that's like good for whatever's next. Because again, we are here for the tech, but we don't have to fake it like an XRP or a BNB to the consumer. Like XEN is 100% finished. You can go and read the contract. If you're a developer in Node.js, you can build an app. You can make your own dashboard. You can make an emissions dApp for X1 chain. There's just like an array of different products ready to be deployed because they're needed for the next phase of XEN, right? And we're at the rock bottom of like the complexity of a layer 1. Like they're not complex. People build layer 1s inside of fucking smart contracts, right? There's a fucking token out there that literally says that they're a layer 1 inside of a layer 1. They still have that shit up? Yeah, L1 within an L1. They still got that shit up. That shit is so funny to me. I'm in it for the tech. So stupid. I'm in it for the tech. How easy is it to program with? It's layer 1 inside of a layer 1. So you mean to tell me it's a smart contract on Ethereum? Like everything else? What the fuck? You want me to like, you know the thing that tripped me out about Titan the other day, because I'm on a UX hunt. Because I'm like, man, what the fuck? I have to do my own case studies because it's the internet. Like you're everything, right? This is the cool thing about Zen. Again, if you want to become a developer, full stack CEO, CFO, CFO, that you can actually do that with Zen. Because there's nobody else there but the asset. So when you start to think about how can I elevate, you're coming from always a blank canvas. You're never coming from some other ass case study, like a Titan X. Like this is a whole case study down to the user, nigga. The user is also different. Like why are they attracted to this? Like look at the spacing on this Titan logo. Like this is also going to start probably becoming more of a design approach every time I stream, because y'all got to see what I see as well, because you're part of the UX. You are part of the UX. You will see in the future. Go Zen. And that's why everybody's going to have 10 Zen tokens, because you are part of the UX, whether you like it or not. Ownership will be easy. It's creating Zen that's going to be hard for people. Designers only. Designers only. You want that designer fucking crypto? You better get into Zen, bro. But yeah, so like, yeah, this is looking kind of weird, but this is what got me. And I'm talking shit right now because it has to be talked. Now we're here. We've caught up with AI. We've also caught up to bullshit, and y'all should see it for how it is rather than being like, oh, okay, they worked really hard on this, because they probably did when you had to type it out. But that's just the thing about racing. Eventually, we're going to move away from buggy and horses to Ferraris. And if you want a buggy and horse versus my Ferrari, you know, it's just more education and more powerful engines. But I had noticed this. So I was like, oh, okay, like let me check out these like sites, man. Right? And then like, why is every single dApp look the same? From like a UX perspective, like this is a normal Splash site, but this is the Titan website. And I went to like this hyper one that everybody talks about. I was like, yo, this is the same website, different logo. Right, I went to this one. I was just like, it's the same website, different logo. So I guess it's true. You really don't need to change the UX too much. Because even when it's, I have never looked at this shit. That's why for me, it was just mind blowing. I was like, wait a second. So you mean to tell me they all get a developer's fee and all they had to do was copy the UX, which is practical. But I know that they be selling shit. So it's like almost like Zen is getting ready. I thought it was stupid. And that was just my intuition. I'm crypto, bro. What the fuck? I'm not going to pay you $250 for just education I could just find on the chain. So when I had seen this and I was like, damn, I wonder if they really capturing sales. Because this is just case study shit. You got this shit on the internet. Take it down if you don't want somebody to, research on it. So I just find it so fascinating how Zen doesn't have these things. And the contract in Zen is so fair. But all the way up until like now when everybody's going to start becoming developers, because again, this thing needs a face and needs a representative. Anybody who decides to step up to the plate and do that, I think you'll reap amazing benefits. It's just like in Bitcoin, when people went from pseudo-anonymous to faces, like a Michael Saylor, Brian Armstrong, it started to take on more of a corporate feeling. Now, I don't think Zen needs that. I do think brands and teams will step in and try to get some of the market share, but I think there will always be an organic free market down to the developer based on how you're using the product. So how you use the Zen, how you provide value to the Zen will give you more value back because you're going to give someone some sort of edge. Right. And this is why, again, I just don't understand why when devs seen this 2 years ago with the same education, they decided to build something like this. If someone can make that shit make sense to me, then I would root for this bullshit. But to me, that's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a well-designed deployment of just like how you keep people around, because that's classic crypto. In classic crypto, people didn't really look at the UXs and realize that they were being marketed just another website. Like, oh, it's just another website, but it has this type of tokenomics. Like, actually, that is more complex than Zen. Because Zen, every single token lives on its own blockchain. And it has its own life. Right? It has its own story, depending on multiple different resistance like type things. So this is like the pro level of Zen. That's why, yo, there's ways to see this shit, man. From the UX to the code to the amount of tokens. The hive mind is huge. It's just people zoom in on like when X1. When X1. I like the Zen UX. It's so simple. And this is kind of like the template. Like, if you're going to start designing for Zen, you could just copy this because that's what other people are doing. And you just add a flavor to it. Right. So it's like, oh, okay. Like the more people that start to step up and do that, the more Zen pubs we'll have. There's a lot of extra background stuff that you're going to have to learn. And again, just use GPT and your turn. But yeah, all of this new discovery is making me very bullish on future outcomes of Zen. Something that's notable right now is that the liquid supply is still not drastically rising. And again, I think this is going to be a normal for a long time because we didn't have any C ranks made in mass all in 2024, essentially. So like 2024 doesn't really exist in the G rank. And that's why we're going to be able to see a lot of upside, because there's not a lot of coins to be sold. There are a lot of coins to be bought, and there's a lot of price to be put in on all the chains. But again, going back to this theory that, like, if you look at Zen from a 3,000 or 35,000 fucking foot view, whatever they say out there, all of these are mini worlds. So if you pick the right one and position yourself correctly, you could potentially, you know, skip all the, like, I have to find out which one fits for me. Now, I know, again, some people are stuck in gardens. Shout outs to P.Zenians. But again, I think this is why CBZen is seeing such a good hodl on price in this 9 area, right? It's pretty much like the top dog side chain for everything, because all of these have massive inflation, like everything below CBZen. So if we're looking at the price here, I have solXEN and X1 on here, or Zone the meme. Ecosystem market caps. What up, Zero Dose? Oh, Tree City West in the house. I got all these Discord roles, and now I am in a developer fund and the node operating chats for base. Lols. What the fuck? My app for base builder network got accepted. Oh shit. Go up. Let's talk. Hey, congratulations, Tree City West. There you go, man. But see, yeah, this is where I'm at with the whole, like, building right now, and why I'm like, yo, with Zen, if you really understand it and you take it to the next level and you get out of this, like, complex that you can only learn so much about crypto, and it's only going to go in one direction, which is the chart. Like, the chart is going to do its thing. And this will always be the fallback too. Like, motherfuckers, this will always be the fallback. This is how it has substance. One day we're gonna be all on some other shit, and you're gonna hopefully remember what I'm saying right now, or want to re-reference this. But yeah, this is our substance and our subject matter topic, our North Star, right? Like, that people always want to say it's the most important thing that the business can offer. If our industry is a business, right? It's this notion that it's digital and you can prove you made it. Right? So that substance can be changed so many different ways. Oh, I can prove I can make it. One of my favorite ways of thinking of it is like when we was in PE when I was a kid, because I guess I'm kind of old now, but I'm not. Young forever, right? No, but when I was a kid, we'd be running for PE and shit, and then you would have to do, like, the mile and take, like, the popsicle stick. But, like, taking the popsicle stick was like proof of work. Like, that action is what we've programmed in to this digital space to prove you've taken a lap around said obstacle. There's no way to go backwards, right? We're only advancing this popsicle stick. And Bitcoin, again, it's the number one picked object to explain to bigger industries, right? Like, we're gonna have Bitcoin in movies. The game will be to try to get Zen into movies, but that's unfair crypto if they want to take it that far, right? Because there's gonna be like a product side of things, and that's the duality of a Zen coin. It's actually two-sided. It is substance because you're taking time and you can store it on chain in the form of a Zen mint. And then you can come back later and mint your time, and there's a possibility it might be in profit, right? And at that point, you have a decision to make. Do I want to take this digital substance I now have in my possession and stake it maybe so I can make more of it, right? Or do I want to sell it on the chart and take my profit because time is at an essence and I got 400 more days or 500 more days, whatever you think. I think that's more of, again, I think save your Zen for a while more than think of Zen as this fuel to some other ideology, because more than likely is, it's kind of like you're dimming the light rather than brightening your light. And that's again why I don't understand why people don't want to see Zen like this. I see a lot of examples of how not to do Zen more than Zen. So it's very weird to me. Like, there ain't no way I'm the only motherfucker coming to this like euphoric moment where it's like, yeah, actually I could build with this and put a fee on my dApp, right? If I want to, or I can go 100% fair principles and build trust with the community, and then slowly add, a fee meter as I go further along down the road and people become more mature to fees. So, that's kind of like where I'm at with this whole, it's a substance-based blockchain utility coin. Like, it's just like Bitcoin in that essence. Like, Bitcoin is substance because you can prove it, that you made it, and that's why the fuck $84,000 just shot to 56 on the internet. And so we understand that this is valuable, but again, the thing it falls on, the crutch is always going to be, you can prove it was made, and you can prove how much network resistance was created during the process of making that Bitcoin, right? That's another thing that Satoshi really brought to life. Plus the diminishing rewards with the halvenings every 4 years. So yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Bitcoin has a lot of things to fall back on, but when you have no more domino to fall back on Bitcoin, you're gonna just get to you can prove it. and we're in this reality. So Ethereum, it tries to have this same theory, but again, the thing about Ethereum is it's more about library. Like, if we want to talk about, we're here for the tech, this is why people want to move into Solana, because it has a better library. It's a more complex library because it's newer, but it's kind of like the future of crypto essentially. So right now, when you work like in what I'm learning is like when you work in Ethereum, it's like a lot of JavaScript. But when you work in Sol and Rust, you're working in like this thing called TypeScript. And there's like JSX and then TypeScript X, TSX. But I'm seeing like why people like these things, right? Like I'm also an observer in my research. So you can do a lot of quick edits and you can compile faster. So you see results quicker. But like when you work in an older blockchain like Ethereum, you compile slower because it's just the speed of in which, the compiler works, like the code reader. And it's again because Ethereum has a lot of libraries, so there's a lot of module shit that you got to put in, and they got to work with each other. They got to upgrade with each other. So I'm feeling it now, what a dev has been feeling, and I can understand why there's a lot of services, in Web3, and why they've built this like business logic on top of this ideology that we're just like proving that we can make a Bitcoin. Like Ethereum is so far from that spectrum that it's literally selling software at this point. It's like it's $1,600 piece of software, which I think is still very undervalued for what it is. The library is still robust, and there's a lot of people who would work in this, and they make really good products in Ethereum. Like, that's the other thing about the Solana problem if you're in it for the tech. Now, if you're in it for the tech and you're like a ETH dev, and you came in and hit me with that one, like, oh, my builds are quick. Like the Titan X people are kind of like that. That's kind of what I get from their building environment. It looks like they like to reuse templates because it's a fast build and it pushes product fast. So that's classic. Yeah, that's literally classic Ethereum. I'm going to build a fast website and I'm going to keep this template and I'm just going to change the contract addresses. Right. Whereas in Solana, you can kind of like build faster so you can build better products. So you're less, I'm saying like you're not trying to build just some basic ass product that's easy to change. Like you're okay with building dynamic products because the system is dynamic and it gives you the ability to think on the fly, right? Like kind of like how I like to live stream because it feels like a freestyle. It's like I'm just ciphering, I'm just vibing, right? ETH doesn't really offer that. And that's kind of why, again, it makes us wonder how expensive can Solana get? Because that's built into Solana. That ETH thing, that it's going to be a library. They're trying to do that with Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's best library is an ETF. Bitcoin's going to be best in the library of being a Bitcoin. Like RAT BTC, again, like CBBTC, those kind of things. Like that's the library of Bitcoin. Now inside of it, ordinals, cypherpunks, deep in the roots of crypto. I think that's cool. Definitely get as close to the cypherpunks as you can. They're gonna be on Bitcoin in that layer, especially building out the library, right? The libraries don't matter on a mass adoption scale if it makes value for people on a, in general. And that's kind of why ordinals are still kicking, because it's just building libraries and catching funding and then hoping that, something pops off like a bitmap again and it just zooms and people want to build on top of that shit. But yeah, that's not really Bitcoin. Like that's not Bitcoin's narrative. Like I hate when people try to push that shit with the whole Bitcoin thing. Hey, shout outs for the gifted subs. Big ups, really do appreciate it. Shout out to everybody that picked it up. Quick ones. But yeah, so looking into the future, Officious. Thanks for the 5 gifted subs. Appreciate it. What up, EW? What up, Hosen? What up, y'all? Make sure you hit the like button if you're chilling. I'm just putting some like philosophical understandings through this portal because I think X1 is on the horizon, and I hope it does come out this weekend, or something like they could just do tokenomics. It doesn't need to be, excuse me. It doesn't need to be like X1 is live. It could just be like tokenomics. That would make people start to put themselves in position, and give them more time to market the blockchain to bigger projects, bigger teams, maybe even fundraise a little bit behind the scenes so they can get even bigger teams. And again, that's why, like, if you know that that's what X1's going to offer, why wouldn't you build with Zen, like the elementary school? Building with ETH Zen is literally learning why bigger players are going to make gigantic moves. So like that's why I'm like, yo, Solana is going to be priced crazy from $130 something. Cardano too. Like, I mean, I'm looking at like everything is going to be priced crazy when it finally just is allowed. The ones that will hit the hardest will be the open source ones, because that's where you're going to see companies being built on. You're not going to really see companies coming out of Cardano land or Tron land. I don't really expect that. I kind of expect these ones to hold true to their libraries and be more partnerships. And someone says, hey, we use industry grade software. We use Cardano. We use industry grade software. We use Tron. Right. But you'll hear like a young entrepreneur with a cool, crazy, cuckoo idea that brought them the most revenue, right? You're gonna pump fun, right? You're going to hear pump fun on fucking Solana. Like, and that's why it's there, because somebody was able to dev it out and just really bring to life an idea that they had. One reason why pump fun wouldn't work on Ethereum and doesn't have the same effect when it's on an EVM is because the EVMs don't move as fast as Solana, so people can't win and lose as fast as they can on Solana. So that's like the product market fit of the Sol with pump fun. That speed of light connection really changed the behavior of users, and now we understand that. I think, or even I do think, people like that behavior. Like they like that access to that latency. And if there was more advertisement, more building in Solana and not Ethereum, people would be open to going into Solana. And developers would, it would be like the app craze of like 2015, where all of a sudden everybody learned how to make a template and make Candy Crush on the Apple iPhone, right? There will be templates. People will be pushing them out on Solana. People will be chancing them. There'll be money flowing through. And that's kind of why, again, I'm bullish specifically on Solana being really, really expensive because it's based on the node operations. So like you have like Bitcoin that brought in this crypto world. Again, SHA-256, yippee, we can prove that this is a value, we time lock. I don't know what you want to call it. I still don't know what to really call it, but yeah, you put a stamp on time and people can prove and go back to that moment, and that's what makes it valuable. Real logging, I guess. Real ledger. Best one we've ever seen. I don't have any other words for it. But then you have Ethereum, which is a computer in the sky. So it is the compiler. Like it is the Bitcoin, because it started off just like it, where you could prove in a specific time frame that this Ethereum came out of the ether and somebody retrieved it. And after that, that's where the Ethereum economy or free market comes in, right? Like what you do with your ETH after the miner mined the Ethereum. And that's why it's sitting at $46 billion TVL, because a lot of people put a lot of money in Ethereum to buy the speculation that, maybe people will want these ETH coins to do many things, right? It's a computer in the sky. Only way to activate the libraries is to spend gas with ETH, right? That's essentially what it is. And then the only way to build with ETH was to deploy contracts, and the deployment used to be ridiculous when gas was so high. That's why we have so many other blockchains now, because people used to not be able to afford like a $5,000 fucking deployment. I mean, like even in Zen came out when deploying contracts was like $200, $300, $400. So from a technical standpoint, that's why deving halted in Ethereum, because you couldn't really push the smart contract. So a lot of other things came out so people could do that action. And again, though, I think if we consolidate everything, because it's really fragmented, it's still bullish for Ethereum, because we only created those solutions because people wanted to keep using ETH. So it's like a traditional sneaker. I think about like an Adidas shell toe. Like an Adidas shell toe sneaker has gone through time and has taken on many shapes, but they always keep the original one like high priced in the colorway that everybody wants. Like it could take on all different types of shapes and be $20, but have a different bottom, and people will still go to the real Adidas store in Soho and buy the replica of the 1970s version of the shell toe. So that's kind of why I keep saying like Ethereum is shelved in that manner, that it's so legacy that it can be spread out all over the place and people will keep the same emotions with like ETH, just like they do with Bitcoin. That's why I'm like, oh yeah, Bitcoin's next in the wrapped sector. ETH proved that. You can put ETH on Solana, Binance, Tron, Base, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Sui, and people respect it like it's real Ethereum. So why couldn't you? When does that bang off for Bitcoin? When people go, oh shit, like you could just have Bitcoin here and it's pegged to something. But again, they already have systems in place. Go find the real systems that are already there. They jumped the gun. So yeah, after Ethereum, right, we still need to improve, again, the development operations, because devs shouldn't have to work so hard to gather an audience and then gather a blockchain that allows them to continue to like vibe, like making a whole project is really like making an album. Like it should have that like same feeling. It shouldn't just be like, I'm going to drop this because it's a template. It should be like, oh, I spent 6 months on this shit and like the chain isn't going to move. Right. I spent a whole year on this and I've been upgrading it as it goes and the chain hasn't really moved much. That's kind of why, again, I feel the future of crypto really is a great module chain at the speed of light. Now, who brings that to the table? I think we're getting back into this Ethereum versus everybody, and why I'm bullish on Solana, because they're in that position right now. It's Solana versus every other module blockchain. You know, you're right. Sui, 1 billion TVL, Sonic, 1 billion TVL, Aptos, 970. These are the big three for the mods. And that's why, again, they're all, if you notice, they all attack Solana. So this is why X1's approach is really different. It's more of like the Arbitrum approach to Ethereum layer 2s, right? Just be a partner, build great systems, and see where it goes. Everyone else is in attack mode where they're like, oh, we're going to build a better system and have a better library. I don't really vibe with that now that I understand how fatigued that can make a developer if things don't work out. So like as a dev too, you're probably gonna always want to see like, who are these blockchains backed by? And like, what is the real like bottom line here? Right? Is it to make money? Which is fine, because then you just go and make money with them, you know, or is it to build longevity systems? If they have that, like, we're building longevity systems, and you can see they're putting all the pieces together where it doesn't make any sense, but it only makes sense if it works for them. I actually think those are really good chains to build with, because that's how Bitcoin is right now. Like, Bitcoin doesn't have any certainty. It's a very volatile experience, and Ethereum is in the same boat. So having as much certainty as you can is like a luxury in crypto as a developer. Another reason why I don't understand how you're not a dev and your mind goes, ooh, unless it's the like devs were used to be controlled by the audience, and now the dev is free because AI has freed the dev. That's kind of deep. But that's one of the reasons why it's like, yo, go learn how to code now, because AI is free. Maybe one day they'll charge for certain functions so that you can't get them. I'm just kidding. I shouldn't have said that. That might be something that accidentally gets built up, worked into the game. But yeah, like the hard part is done. The hard part is done, and now it's just, again, making the user interface. So something I had seen that no one probably will talk about is XEN looks like it's about to blow up. It's coming to a super bullish moment right now on the market cap side. So I don't really like looking at XEN or any of the Zens and their price. I like to look at the market cap, because it kind of, in my opinion, it explains more realistic of like how the market's feeling, because the market, it sees value in the market cap. So like if the market cap goes to a certain range, they're like, oh shit, like what's going on? You know, look at what happened yesterday to that General Rug. I forgot the name of it. I was not in it. RWAs are, you're the RWA, but yeah, 90% drop. Just like that, clipped. But everybody is like hyper focused on their market cap, because like that's what dropped in price. But like the person who sold, they didn't like get, like the people who sold, they didn't get like 90% of the 5 billion, right? Like it was such a cascading of selling that the value was just collapsing. So that's kind of why I like looking at market cap, because it really does show capitulation. And now that we have like this fully diluted versus total supply market cap, fully diluted is like subtracting the burned amount from the total supply. So And our fully diluted, it's actually a higher market cap on CBZN because yeah, people burn a lot and they're burning, but we have a lot of excess liquid, so that's pushing the market cap down as people sell. And I think again, CBZN is amazing, and this fair crypto fountain of youth, because again, the fees are really cheap, and it's not hard to get. Just buy it, or you can mine it. The G rank is still going up heavy right now. Oop. So yeah, this weekend, yeah, hold up. Oh, we gotta refresh this. It's saying like 11. I thought it had 14. I thought it was 14. Just kidding. But see, yeah, I'm not like, again, I'm not shilling. This is just my favorite Zen next to the legacy Zen. If you catch my drift. Zen Network is just like the rest of the ecosystems. We got the big Kahone, which is going to be Ethereum Zen. And right now we're trying to figure out what's going to be the silver to the Ethereum Zen. That's kind of like why I think everyone's championing certain Zens. Because everyone's trying to figure out which one's going to be the real silver, which one's going to hang the closest to ETH Zen, because that one's going to take off. Like, to, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be really, really hard to break people up with this one. That's why it's still at $12 million market cap. I'm like, yo, why won't they rug this shit? They're like, yo, I like my Zen, I'm not going to sell it. And this is how it starts. Because the Ethereum Zen is more valuable because it's tied to real ETH. And it's already in the pool because it's 2 years old, 2.5 years old. So it's had 2.5 years to fill up ETH, you know. And again, it's the ETH one, so it's got a lot more speculation. But the CBZN pool, it has way less ETH. Oh, this is the wrong one. Right here, you'll see it on this one. So it only has 3 ETH and a lot of supply. So it's waiting to do the reverse, where a bunch of ETH shows up and a lot of supply disappears. And I think that's totally possible, right? Because that's the only way to get CBZN coins. If you want to join the staker class and get ahead, right? Because you're losing APY every day that you wait to stake, because compounded interest is the biggest force in the world, right? So yeah, I've been compounding daily, the 14%. I want to do it on ETHZen, but that's really not the nature of the game. So I'm not going to force my hand again. That's why I'm like, yo, I'm going to ride ETHZen as basic as possible, so I get the whole Disneyland ride. Like, I don't need the Universal Studios ride of Ethereum. I'll do that on CBZN. This one seems a little bit more high risk, high reward. So this will be definitely, you know, a Universal Paramount collaboration. So we gotta do the CBZN. This one's gonna be epic when it all comes together. So yeah, here I'm doing rolling stakes because it's less than a cent for you to get the stake. Like here, I'll show you what I mean. So when I end a stake, the fee is literally 4 zeros and a 69 cent, right? And then when I start a stake, damn, so I gotta see who I am. Who are you? Who goes there? Type shit. Make sure you hit the heart if you on X watching this. Heart it up. If you chilling with your boy, hit the like button. Say thank you for your free gift. Yeah, that's all I do on this account. Stake. But yeah, see, starting a stake, it's 3 zeros instead of 4 zeros to end it. And now what's crazy is that if you have the right amount of CBZN, you could be getting $1 a day. Like I think, let me see. Oopsies. Yeah, see, ETH, play the normal person game. Don't be NPC on Ethereum. Take risk on other ones. But yeah, 2 billion at 14%. So that's 84 cents. So every day for right now, I'm generating like 84 cents. And what I do though is I roll it back in because again, compounded interest is going to be the biggest reward. And that's why I've already discovered that most people won't have enough Zen because this is even hard. Like having this much and knowing that I need more is fucked up, dude. Like it's so funny because you're gonna burn it. You're gonna have to burn it. So like if you're not comfortable with an amount you have now, when X1 shows up, you're gonna be so uncomfortable because you had the moment, like you were literally here at its lowest price and you thought it was too expensive, or you could finesse more supply than the Matrix. Like I've already been into that room with all the TVs in Zen World. You're just looking back at yourself. You're your worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? Everything in this game is designed for you to be your own difficulty. That is the most fair launch shit I've ever seen. From XENblocks, again, you can't step into XENblocks without pushing up the difficulty. So if you don't have, you need time to become part of the difficulty, or you need them to be sold so you can buy other people's time or other people's proofs so you can have edge on the overall crowd. Until that moment happens, it's all speculation. And that's why, again, it's pretty dope witnessing no X1 chain and Zen and XENblocks, because that's the biggest connection of them all, is that each one comes from this centered place of the users playing their own game, and however much they want to take on is their own risk. And if it speaks to them to say, hey, I want to take on 20 trillion, if you don't know why you're taking on 20 trillion, it could be a consequence, right? Rather than a congratulations. And then that second consequence could have a third consequence. And that's where most people are right now. Like a lot of people are down in Zen because they didn't think about their second and third consequence of choosing a specific route. Then they want to blame the system. But again, the system is designed to have people on all different sides of the spectrum trying to understand how it works best for them. So again, I think when X1 is announced, like the most bullish thing I've seen so far, again, like right now, this thing is just waiting for either someone to shake themselves out, which hasn't really been happening. For some reason, somebody's DCAing in. This is like the #1 stunner. This person has 66 billion, or my bad, 66 trillion. If I'm correct. Yeah, 66. They're not staking either. They're just buying it. Now, sometimes or what I'm thinking when I see this wallet, it's like they've never sold. Everything that they've, like anytime they've interacted with the chart, it's always been a buy. Like they be buying. Right? And they came in like way back here. So see, again, that's what I'm saying. Like Zen is such a weird one because you could try to mint 66 trillion. So you can say you have 19% of the supply. But like, yeah, like buying it off of the DEX is actually kind of all right if everybody's giving you a discount. But what else it does is, again, is this even to be sold back to the public? Because you know that CB Zen is going to be a vital bridge to X1 chain because CBZen is on Base, which is pretty much the face of Ethereum right now. There's some other ones out there, but there are a lot of people partnering with Base, and they're starting to use their libraries for specific things. It's like almost like how Coinbase could finally win. Like nobody wanted to use the Coinbase wallet, but because you have Base chain, now it benefits people to actually interact with Coinbase wallet to make it even more immersed in Base, as Base keeps their community or their new users in the garden of Base, right? That's why it's special that Zen is there, because Zen could exist in another minting formula with another name, but it wouldn't be as impactful because that one's not attached to X1 chain, right? Unless it's, again, a developer building with Zen, building a second coin that's a feedback loop into Zen to attach it to X1 chain, such as like a burn DApp, and it makes a new token. But yeah, like this could totally be like to burn half of it. What do you got? Over here, you got the burn dashboard. Here, look at CBZen. And again, all of this stuff can be applied to your favorite chain. Like if you really want to get into your favorite Zen and it's not like Base and it's really Ethereum or Avalanche, you could just apply these like research methods. You know, just put how much of the supply is available, you know, versus what someone's trying to do. Because that person almost has 1%, or they have over 19% of the liquid supply. But that's why, again, this is just the liquid supply. The overall supply is going to be with the staked, right? So with staked, you know, there's still a lot of fucking Zen. And most of this is going to disappear. That's why I'm like, oh yeah, this person has to be building a bag for the burn. It's either it's like that or something else. They're an exchange. I'm not going to say they're an exchange. I'd rather like to go with the narrative that they're really trying to build up a position to burn or sell. But you can't do that. Like you can't have a burn sell position. Oh, let's see. Did they just stake it? Wow. Yeah. And then they staked it. Shout outs to them. So yeah, this is what I mean. So they like on command, they staked it to the man. Shout outs to them for doing that. There we go. Total max supply drops drastically. Wow, that's a live one. You get to see it live. Yeah, that's the coolest thing about staking. Here, let's see how long they staked it for. It's decentralized right here. 10 days. Get that money, bro. Get that money. I don't and that's fine, because again, this is a 14%. I would say do it for a day, but shout outs to them for doing 10 days. They have quite a bit of Zen, so you know, pretty much the number one holder. You don't really need to do day by day rolling stakes. That's kind of greedy. So I respect them for not being greedy, because that's how you know I don't have enough. But that's what I'm saying. If 66 trillion CBZen is the burn bar, like you don't even have enough. Like if you only have 1 billion, if you only have 100 billion, like you're going up against someone who's going to have the ability to do 1 trillion for 66 days, or they could even take 1 trillion and do 10 billions. Yeah, they could take they could break down the 66 trillion into 1 trillions and just keep it going. There's so many different strats. I love the XenPub site. Buy billions of Zen on each chain, then stake it, have some long and short stakes. Yeah, I mean, that's the last piece to the Zen puzzle. It's the staking part. And this is the power as well. Like we know that there's educated people in the pool, because I consider this educated actions, right? You're taking an opportunity or you're delaying gratification for a long-term gain. And that is really how you're going to win in this market. Like, you're not going to win in this crypto market if you continue to hop around into different worlds. But that's the special thing about XEN is you already have all those things with the same contract. So you can go and learn, go hop around and figure out which ones you want to get into. Because, again, they're all going to provide you with their script and their libraries. But I do think if you're a nomad, cyberpunk Xenian, you're going to try to find the most, you're going to find the chain with the least amount of resistance so you can have the most fun. Right? It's like pick the fast pass lane. And I think that's why people are choosing this. And XEN, it came back really, really intense. I think XEN still is a good one to hodl, to stake and hodl. But definitely get a bag of this because this one should have more compounded users. That's the only thing that holds me back from getting in the XEN, is I'm still skeptical of the 14% stakers. But that's just my own bias. Like, I could be fading this and be getting wrecked. I could get totally wrecked, man. But yeah, I would like to, the staking, if it gets up some more, this is waiting to wreak havoc. But yeah, man, it's Monday. The week just started. As you can see, I opened up with this monologue that, yo, I really do feel like XEN is still very bullish, even though the narrative is lost to like people not paying attention. So again, that's why I was trying to put emphasis on, like, we're just like Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're falling into a parallel with the legacy chains where we can fall back on some sort of substance to show people this is why we're here. This is why it exists, right? You can find the why in XEN, unlike a lot of other projects, and you can customize it, right? That's where we're going next. We're going into customization. This is a very module based experience. And again, as the game makes it easier for people to program, I wouldn't be surprised to see people using XEN in other ways. Like, again, like it's almost like, what if someone does make a website where you can burn XEN and make a website to burn XEN? Like, what if that's all we've been waiting for? You know, like some stupid website that has 5 templates that actually gets people off their crypto ass and they start like making pump funds, but on website level. And that's actually possible with XEN. Because again, there's no advantage for anybody. You can print as many as you want. You gotta do the research. You can contact Crypto Bruh and consult me if you want. Join my members. I don't know. But yeah, you gotta pick your favorite fucking chain. Hopefully you get someone who picks like a chain with sense. I can't imagine like 2027, like everybody like programs with XEN and they're like, their bags are too small or something. That's like one reason why I'm stacking CBXen, because I don't want to be in the future and have small bags. And then like I want to do something on Coinbase XEN and then I can't even do it because I don't have enough and I'm like my own difficulty. So it's like, why not pick it up now when it's so fucking cheap? Like, while everybody else is distracted, like focusing on tariffs and shit. It's just like everything is on discount because we're not going back to fiat. And the libraries are stronger than ever. The libraries are stronger than ever. I'll catch you guys. Peace.